Dear students, I hope today my voice is reaching you and finding you in good health. We shall continue our studies in nuclear chemistry. Today we shall see isotopes and their applications. What are isotopes? I take an element here, sodium. I write there two atoms. One is sodium 1123. The other one is sodium atom having 11 atomic number and 24 as a mass number. So here you are noticing these are the two atoms of the same element, that is sodium, having same atomic number but different mass numbers. Such atoms which are having same atomic number but different mass numbers are called isotopes of an element. I will define this once again. The atoms of the same element having the same atomic number but different mass numbers are called isotopes of that particular element. So here you are seeing that, for example, in sodium element, I have written two atoms of sodium. One is having 1123. 23 is the atomic mass. 11 is the atomic number. So here, once again, sodium atom is having atomic number 11, but the mass number is 24. So why this mass number is differing? It becomes clear when there are 11 protons here. Here if you subtract the 11 protons, then remaining 12 will be what? Neutrons. So here, if I subtract this 11 from 24, 13 will be the number of neutrons. So due to the difference in the number of neutrons, we are getting what? The isotopes. Is it okay? Now, what are the applications of these isotopes? What are the isotopes, nuclear isotope applications? What are their uses? Where they are used? The first application of this nuclear isotopes is in medical field. In medical field. You know very well, the cancer is a dreadful disease. In cancer treatment, the gamma rays that are emitted from the cobalt-60, the gamma rays, right, that are emitted from the cobalt-60 are used in the treatment of cancer. That means radioactive isotopes are used in medical field. And iodine 131 isotope, radioactive isotope which emit beta rays, are used in the treatment of brain tumors and in the thyroid problems. The iodine 131 isotope which emit beta rays are used in brain tumor disorder treatments and also in, if at all there are any thyroid problems, this iodine 131 isotope is used. And also sodium 1124. So sodium 24 isotope which emit gamma rays is used in the treatment to locate internal wounds or any injuries are there in our body. See, whenever there is an injury in our body which is not notified outside, which is not seen outside, then a doctor will inject sodium 1124 in the form of NaCl, right? This sodium 24 isotope goes to that part of the internal wound, or if there is any blood clot there, so it goes to that part and emits these gamma rays. And when we notice from which part of the gamma rays are coming, then we can say that there is an internal injury or there is a blood clotting. So sodium 1124 isotope, radioisotope, which emits gamma rays, is used in the treatment of, if any injury is there, internal injuries, blood clotting is there this sodium 1124 is used. So we have noticed that radioactive isotopes are used in the medical field. Then the second application of this radioactive isotope is they are also used in the industrial field. They are also used in industrial field. For example, in the preparation of ethyl bromide, by using ethene combining with hydrogen bromide, the gamma rays that are obtained from cobalt-60, the gamma rays that are obtained from the cobalt-60 are used as the catalyst there. So in industrial process also, we are using what? The radioactive isotopes. So in the preparation of ethyl bromide from ethene and HBr, we are using the cobalt-60 which emits the gamma rays. Now we use the automobiles, the cars, motorbikes, etc. If there are any cracks are there in the engine that cannot be seen visibly with the naked eye, there these isotopes are used to identify that internal damage that is done to the engines of the motors. And another application in industrial process, if there is any leakage in the underground pipes, if there is any leakage in the oil that is drawn from the oceans, if there is any leakage in the pipes, then that can be detected by using this isotope technology. So we are also using in industries the radioactive isotopes. So in medical field we use this radioactive isotopes, and in industrial field also we use this radioactive isotopes. Then in agriculture also we use this radioactive isotopes. You know, to grow the plants we use the fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers. Is it okay? So to know how much amount of the phosphorus is required for the plants to grow, we use phosphorus 32 isotope which is radioactive and emit beta rays. So we add this phosphorus 32 in the fertilizer and we study with the emission of this beta rays how much amount of phosphorus is actually required for the plants. So in agricultural field also we are using what? The phosphorus, for example the radioactive isotope, the phosphorus 32. And it is also very well established, if the crops are exposed to the gamma rays, the yield will be more, they say. That means the radioactive isotopes are used in increasing the yield of the crop. So in agricultural field also, we are using this radioactive isotopes. Then The other application is in biological field also we can use this radioactive isotopes. The good example is, the plants, they take up the water and the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, they prepare their food, they prepare glucose and liberate what? The oxygen. So in biological field, we can study the mechanism of that reaction. So I write that reaction. Plants, they prepare their food like this. Plus oxygen. So what I have written? Plants, they take up water, carbon dioxide and prepare glucose, their food, and liberate what? The oxygen. That's why when we stand under the trees, we feel very pleasant, cool atmosphere. That is because of what? The fresh oxygen is getting liberated there. Now, so in biological field, now we will study whether this oxygen is liberated from water or carbon dioxide. To study that, we use the radioactive isotope. Now what we do is, we use this carbon dioxide and oxygen is having the O18 isotope. There is another isotope O16, right? So we are using here a radioactive isotope O18 isotope, right? So now we test in this oxygen whether this O18 is present or not. The spectrometer analysis shows that there is no presence of O18 in this oxygen. That means that oxygen has come from what? Water. Is it okay? So in biological field also, we are finding that the application of the radioactive isotopes. And the another application, so remember so far we have studied what? In the medical field these radioactive isotopes are used. In industrial field these radioactive isotopes are used. In agricultural field the radioactive isotopes are used. Just now we studied in biological field also these radioactive isotopes are used. Then another application is in carbon dating. What does it mean? To find out the age of the fossil fuels, to find out the age of dead plants and animals, we use what? The radioactive isotope technology. That is called as carbon dating. Followed what I said? So what is carbon dating? So by using this carbon dating, C14 dating is also called as C14 dating. By using this radioactive isotope C14, we will detect the age of the dead plants or animals. Remember, by this method, we can detect the age of the dead plants and animals, even belongs to the 50,000 years old. Followed what I said? If a plant was dead 50,000 years ago, we can detect its age by using this carbon dating. Let us see how it proceeds, how this method is. In the upper layers of the atmosphere, there is nitrogen 714, nitrogen having the charge number 7 and the mass number 14, right? Now this is there I said in the upper layers of the atmosphere. When it is hit with cosmic rays, that means when it is hit with the neutrons, it dissociates or it converts into C6H14 plus a proton is liberated. Now this C614 is radioactive. Now this C614 which is radioactive, now first it is combining with oxygen to form this carbon dioxide, C14CO2. Now look, plants absorb, I said, they take up the oxygen. So in the plants, the carbon dioxide is entering in this form, C14O2, CO2, 14 it is. We also eat plants. So carbon is entering in the form of carbon dioxide into our body as this 14CO2. Now, as long as the plants and animals are alive, carbon dioxide naturally 12CO2, and that we take up along by eating these plants. I said plants also they take up this 14CO2. This ratio 14CO2 12CO2 will remain balanced. I repeat this what I said. As long as the plants and animals are alive, this ratio 14CO2 and 12CO2 remains constant. When the plants or animals die, this ratio is no longer maintained there. Is it okay? So when plants and animals die, I am telling that this ratio gets imbalanced. Now this 14CO2 which is radioactive, that 14 carbon, right, which is radioactive, dissociates to give once again the 714 plus an electron is ejected there. Is it okay? That means beta rays are emitted there, right? So this carbon 14 which is radioactive, now it disintegrates to give this nitrogen 14-7 plus the beta rays are emitted. So these beta rays that are coming out of this C14 are counted by using the Geiger-Müller counter, etc. By knowing the amount of the beta rays that are emitted, we can calculate the amount of the carbon that is present in that dead plant or animal. Once we calculate the amount of carbon that is present in that dead fossil fuels, etc., we can calculate its age. Now, the half-life period of this carbon 14 is 5,568 years. The half-life period of this carbon 14 is how much? 5,568 years. What does it mean? In the half-life, in 5,568 years, if 100 grams of C14 was there initially in that dead plant, that will become 50 grams after 5,568 years. Again that 50 grams of carbon will become 25 grams after another 5,568 years. That 25 grams will become 12.5 grams of carbon in another 5,568 years, and so on. Therefore, so this method, as I already said, it can detect the age of either dead plant or animal which belongs to even the 50,000 years old. Is it okay? So this is how we explain the carbon dating which is used in detecting the age of the dead fossil fuels, etc. So these are the applications of applications of the radioactive isotopes. They are used in the medical field, they are used in agricultural field, they are used in industrial field, they are used in biological field, and also they are used in carbon dating. So this is what I want to say today. We shall continue with this nuclear chemistry in next class. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you very much.